Well, ULM held a ribbon cutting to celebrate the installation of the state's first Mesonet Weather Monitoring System. ULM will install 50 of them across Louisiana to fill weather coverage gaps. The data will be open to the public, National Weather Service, and local meteorologists to prepare for natural disasters.
Provide real-time data. That's going to be huge when you talk about forecasting when we have natural disasters in Louisiana, but also related to agriculture, which is huge for Northeast Louisiana as well.
Our ag and forestry economy in Louisiana is so important. And so having that data to understand how dry or wet the soil is super crucial to that sector of our economy. And so we were very interested to make sure we had a very robust soil sensor.
Money for the project came from the Appropriations Act. The weather data will be available online.